Hi everyone, it's KuRichV here, and today in this video I'm going to be giving you 10 tips for Pyraminx. These tips apply for everyone who uses V first, L4E, or layer by layer. Sub 10 through sub 5. My first tip is to make bars with your V first layer, or layer. You can use this for layer by layer or V first. I'm going to be using 3 examples. So in this first example, what I mean by making bars is we're going to be doing like red. So for tips, I'm just going to solve those. So as you can see, normally what you would do is you would insert this, right? Then insert your centers one by one, like that. But instead of doing that, what you can do is you can actually make bars. So what you would do for this one is, as you can see, got all the tips solved. Right here, this, we're doing blue. This one can be matched up like this to where it looks like that. So you just look in your top layer, top 3 layer for now, these 3 pieces here, and see which ones can be matched up with the centers that need inserting. So what you can do here is you can go like this, and see this, how this is a bar here. Now you already have one of your edges solved. And then see this one popped up, so now you can insert that when you insert the center as bars. As for this one, as you can see, we have a green and yellow edge piece up here, and the green and yellow center need to be inserted. So if you match that up like this, you have another bar, so you can automatically make that. My second tip is to learn intuitive L4E. With intuitive L4E, what you do is you make a V like this, and then you solve a back edge like this, and then do one algorithm to finish it off. There are 13 total algorithms, but 6 of them are mirrors, so it's really easy. My fourth tip are tips, and with tips you need to solve these very well or you will be really bad at Pyra. So as you can see, you can either watch my tip video, which link will be in the description, but so like these 2 tips here, you can solve them like this together, and you can even combine that with some moves like that. These 2 tips you solve like this. This back tip you do with your middle finger like this. Top tip you do with these 2 index fingers. And I like to do the top, if the top tip is twisted, do it at the start so you aren't reshifting your fingers at the end of your solve. Like that. My fourth tip is hardware. You can either get the Yooo Little Magic setup version by Steven. That will get you anywhere from your normal times to world record times. You can get the way long Pyraminx, will get normal times, plus it could get you world record times. So could the Bell V2. The RS Pyraminx, both versions, and GEMS magnetic Pyraminx could get you sub 7. My fifth tip is TPS practice, and what I mean by TPS practice is just practice your TPS. So what I like to do sometimes is I like to spam sledgehammers, maybe even do it on a timer, like that, or do this 6 mover here, like that, or anything like that. So just do TPS practice. See how fast you can turn the Pyraminx. You can also include tips, and just turn as fast as you can while you're practicing this. And my 6th tip is turning. So when you're turning the Pyraminx, a lot of beginners will turn like wrist turns like this. That's really bad, especially when you like pick up the Pyraminx and you're holding like half of it. You can't even turn this half, except like this. So I recommend holding the Pyraminx like this, 2 front fingers on half on the tips, half on the centers here, and your back fingers like this, 2 on the edge, 1 on the other side of the centers, and your bottom fingers kind of like resting here. That way you can do sledgehammers, hedge slammers. You can even do this, you just re-grip. And just practice turning like this, just kind of practice pushing, pulling, like this, even R2s, like that, and just practice turning like this. There are a couple of turning videos online, so just search those up. My next tip for tip 7 is setup of Pyraminx. Now, the setup of your Pyraminx really matters because it will know if you get good times or not. This is a setup way long. and this is a non-setup GMS magnetic. But it's just setup of your Pyraminx matters. If you get the way along, I recommend watching Steven's setup tutorial. It's on thecubicle.com or the Cubicle YouTube channel. Link will be in the description. Or if you get the use of little magic, use his setup video as well. My next tip for tip 8 is to do a CS timer split. If you don't know how to do this, I'm showing an example now. So what I mean when I say CS timer split, it's when you make this multi-phase here, you go to options, then you go to timer, and you make sure this is set to timer, and you come down here to the multi-phase and click 2. So now what you can do is you will start your timer, and then you solve, and then once you're done with your V or layer, you press it, and that'll show you the time of your V or layer. Then after you're done with L4E, you'll stop the timer final time, like that. And that will show you your V time, plus how long it took your... Okay, and for tip 9, I'm going to be sharing some competition tips on how to perform well in competitions. So in competitions, if you're really serious about Pyraminx, I really recommend wearing earmuffs. They really help. I wore those during my state record average and my Pyraminx fail, if you watch that. For warm-up, I recommend spamming TPS like sledgehammers or the 6-mover. Or before you're about to start your solve. Bring a towel or something to wipe your hands because your hands will get sweaty, and bring hand warmers. And my 10th and final tip for you guys is to practice. I know this is a repetitive tip in a lot of videos. They just tell you to practice, practice, practice. I try not to do that today, but the main thing to get fast Pyraminx is to practice. So I recommend doing about 50 to 100 solves a day to get fast Pyraminx. And I will show you how to know when you've done that many solves on CS Timer. Okay, so now for tip 10, to see how many solves you've done for that day, go ahead and go down to this little box down here, daily statistics, right there. So this will show you, you can even change this period to day. And now you'll see how many solves I've done these past 3 days. I have done none. But for this month, as you can see, I have done quite a bit of solves. And for Pyraminx, I have done 277 solves this month. Okay guys, I think that's it for this video. That is 10 tips for Pyraminx. We'll see you all next time, and tell me down in the comments what kind of videos you would like to see. Peace.